You are now listening to Noodle Talk live on WPMM Radio. It's Rico Suave, Puerto Rico in the house. If you want to know the business, tune in Tuesday and Friday and let us know how you really feel. Y ya tu sabes. You are now live with Noodle Talk with your boy Boss, business over stupid shit all day long, all day strong. On WPMM Radio with Changing Horizons Media Group. We live in your speakers, baby. What you gonna do about it? Holla at us.
Y'all are now tuning in to Noodle Talk on WPMM Radio. It's your kid Antoine Silva and your speaker and live in your city. Hey, gee, what's the beef?
Yo, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what time it is. We late, but y'all know what time it is, man. It's Noodle Talk. We live in your speakers, baby. What you gonna do about it?
Nah, nothing.
Loudmouth Entertainment, real authentic is the group. It's your boy Boss, business over stupid shit all day long, all day strong. Hey, man, we gotta come. We gonna bring a lot of energy, man. I got some things I gotta talk about. We might get a little serious. We'll figure it out. Let's go.
Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. It's Antoine Silva in the building.
Hey.
AG! Live in your city and live in your speakers. Hey, boss, what's the beef?
What's the beef? Go ahead, finish yours. Go ahead.
My bad. I knew I couldn't back. I thought you were going to talk a little slower than that.
Go ahead.
What you trying to say? Come on, man. Are we talking slow?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Just get it out. Go ahead. It's whatever.
Y'all too sorry to go.
Oh, my goodness.
She did it for you. She said,
It doesn't sound like when you say it.
say it to us.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Fresh with the shenanigans. Fresh with the shenanigans.
You trying to what?
Already.
Nothing. You already know who it is. Rico Suave, Puerto Rico in the house. Y ya tu sabe. And I decided to take a bite of that pizza before I was supposed to talk, which was dumb. It was a dumb thing to do. So.
You got it.
Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know we got the guest in the building. Miss Ghost herself.
Hey.
Red sunglasses at night.
Pretzels is in the building, y'all.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Pretzels is in the building. And you know what?
Hi, guys.
Oh, it's been a while since, we had somebody on the show. But you know what? You know what time it is?
Ooh.
We got Titties in the building. On the left and the right, you can see him, Mr. Titties in the building. You can put him in your mouth and suck him like titties in the building. Everybody say Noodle Talk one time. Titties in the building. I fucked up. It's cool. Like, guess what? I tried to do something new. I tried to be.
I was like, Noodle Talk, today. I was like, never mind. I messed it.
It was a spark.
You was trying to be innovative.
I tried to have a spark.
Almost.
It was new. It's innovative.
Titties herself is all in the comments already.
See her?
Y'all see her?
Y'all see her?
Y'all
Look
see
at
her?
her.
We seen her.
We miss you.
Where you been?
Why you hiding?
What's up?
We need.
Talk to us.
Talk to it, baby.
They don't know about that.
What it is? What's up?
First thing I want to get off my chest. Really? What is going on?
They was in the same. They was on the same wavelength.
I don't like being out the loop.
He said what it is, so
What's up?
I heard that.
That was it.
That was it. I just missed
It
it.
was on time.
I missed it. I feel bad. I don't like it.
This damn robot arm. Sorry.
You sound like you're struggling.
You all right?
I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do and freak out.
All right.
Who said get in my ass today? The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
So
I'm just kidding. Maybe
first thing I wanted to get out of my chest is that yeah, I don't like the dishonesty. That's what's going on in my week right now.
Dishonesty.
Just
Oh, dishonesty.
Yeah, man. This whole week, people just up, down,
All
left,
around.
right, ABA. This ain't no Mortal Kombat game. I'm just saying, it's bad.
Liar.
The lies you tell. But that's me. That's how my week. That's how the week is right now. What y'all got?
Is that you, boo?
Yeah, that's YouTube.
Hey, Zay.
This week has been interesting to say the least. My children are acting oddly great. So
You said your children are acting oddly great.
Uncharacteristic.
like
Suspicious.
just why y'all acting suspicious? But other than that, man, it's been a good week. I've been chilling. I ain't had no dishonesty running through my lane, so this is gonna be a great topic.
I guess so. Oh, what you got, Pretzels?
Yeah. Prepping for my trip. That's what I've been doing this week. Been pretty good.
Prepping?
And yeah, prepping. Because I'm going to Vegas for a week. Lovers and Friends Festival.
You inviting anybody else? You just going by yourself? You
No,
just
I
you
definitely
didn't care about us? Not even a little bit?
Definitely told you about it like 2 months ago.
Did you?
I did.
I ain't seen no invite.
I did. You heard. You didn't have to see it. So I did let you know.
Why she in your chest like that?
I know. Hit me right in the chest. That's what I heard.
You said you can't take that type of time off, so. But here we are. So
It's not that I couldn't take the time off. It's just that I
didn't want to. Okay, I got it.
We're going nowhere.
Shut up. You're not helping.
But we would have been cute. We would have been cute together out there.
I'm not doing this. It's on you, man. I'm not. We done with.
Don't cut me off.
Kid, no, go,
Go, baby. Go, baby, because he's being rude
He being salty.
to me.
We got ghosts.
Y'all heard that too?
Okay, I thought I was tripping. Week. How's my week? My week is interesting.
How?
I had my chiropractor appointment this morning, which is good. I'm apparently real sore, but it's supposed to figure itself out in the afternoon, he told me.
Okay.
Good.
But it's some what's the word? What's the word to call them?
Give me the
Lurkers?
context.
No, not lurkers. It's more
I love words. Give me the context.
trying to come up with a creative word for people that pop up out of the woodwork. From
Just showing up for no reason.
Just groundhogs?
Look like Mulan, like they just popped out of the snow, like daisies.
Weeds.
Look, this is some people from the past popping up, making appearances that are like,
Where you come from?
what in the?
Are they being opportunistic, or are they just
No. It's random. It's not opportunity. What opportunity? No opportunity. I ain't win the lottery or nothing.
They're like, hey, I see you're single, so hey, what's up?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
Maybe they've been lurking on you, waiting.
I'm gonna be honest. I heard y'all say lottery. Y'all know how I am about gambling, but I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just say this real quick. If we wasn't together when I hit that mug, you can't spin the block. That's over. It's over with for you.
No.
It's over with for
Wait,
you.
do you mean just for dating or like you can't spin the block, period?
He's saying you can't celebrate with me. When
No.
I was down.
Now, you was
'cause
in my life. If you knew me, went to school, any of that, and I had showed some type of interest in you, I was like, hey, how you doing? You ugly, get out my face, type deal.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Now I got, you know what I'm saying, $25.5 million. But now you just like, hey, guess what? You know what I'm talking about? You cute. You know?
I wouldn't even hit. I wouldn't even.
You couldn't-
even if
no.
I was still again.
No, I wouldn't even hit.
No, because you
So I'm at a
sabotage.
different caliber now.
Because you stabbing holes in condoms and stuff. At that point, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
No, I'm good.
Nope,
Sabotage.
won't get me.
Hell no. I'm good. You can't nothing with me.
Was it the Blue Mountain State when he grabs the condom? And he's like, show it to me. And he pours his beer in it. And it's just like, I was like, nope.
I'm sick.
So no. But I'm gonna get into it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into it. It's gonna we probably gonna steal from it, but I got something.
We're gonna come back up after you kill the
My
food.
week was over, I guess. It's fine.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do.
I didn't want to finish the rest of my week. It's cool.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You said
fine.
something about lottery, and I jumped in.
I
It.
know.
My bad.
He was
I'm
like,
sorry.
Lotto!
I heard lotto, and I went crazy. I'm sorry.
Get the 7
My bad.
digits from your mama tomorrow.
For $1 tomorrow.
I said, well,
That's your person. How you not know that?
Yeah. Tank top.
First of all, stop it. Stop it. Go.
All right. Let me finish. So, And then
Exactly.
back.
Them people popped up from the past.
Yeah, but then even the recent past popped back up. I was like, I ain't doing that no more. And then I did that again.
I hate
it's
you
just
because we didn't y'all just talk
We
about
just
that?
had the.
Didn't we
did.
have that conversation?
We did.
Miguel swore on his life that wasn't him.
I did.
I paid attention.
I was like, I'm not doing that no more. Well, I didn't really do anything, but it was a similar situation, and I was just like, damn it. It's like quicksand. Like you step in it, and it feels nice, and you're just like, this could take me to the bottom. I'm cool with that.
That's a trap. I want you to know that's a trap.
Yeah.
You done?
Star Wars. It's a trap.
Come on, John. Let's hear it.
Come on.
All right,
I
so
want to
look,
hear what
so
you
here
got.
we go. So what's
a
the
lot on your
beef?
mind.
What's the beef, y'all? So here we go. Y'all know we live in the great state of Florida. Yes, I know.
Right.
We be thugging around here. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I don't know.
We be thugging.
I don't know how many seniors that we have total. I've been trying to look it up.
Old people or
Old
high
people.
school?
No,
No,
seniors
high
as in
school.
high school seniors.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know. I've been trying to get this information, find it, look it up, or whatever. But there's a great deal of seniors not graduating this year in the state of Florida. The number came around. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say the number only because I wasn't able to verify it. I was
yeah.
So I don't want to just be giving out random numbers and then
Right.
people just But there's a great deal of seniors not graduating this year, and I wanted to ask y'all why. Why are these kids that we getting in high school right now? Why are they not graduating? Why are they not?
Lack of discipline.
Nope. New generation.
New generation?
It's a new generation.
How so? What do you mean by that?
All right. So the generation before us, our generation, and then
My
the
generation.
two new generations, it's a totally different concept. It went from everybody needs an education. You need the basics. You
American
have to
dream.
graduate. It was stressed. It was pushed. You have to graduate. You got to go to college. You got to have a career. You got to this. You got to that. Then we moved on to ours, right? Good grades, like
Trade school.
like go do something, right?
Military
It's still
first.
because it was the generation before us that raised us. So it was still that same mentality, but now you have the newer generation and all the shit that's happened, stuff that's happened, and this generation is just like, for what? You guys, us, are telling us that we're gonna be in debt if we go to school, if we graduate and then we go to college, we're gonna be in debt. We're gonna have to work hard. They don't want to work hard. They're like, I'm not in it. I'm not in it for all that. They're not in that same concept of laboring like that. So
I also think money's come easier to them now because the internet's real.
money has cut. Their wealth is far beyond what ours will ever be.
You're watching kids make millions of dollars off of being YouTubers.
Yep, at a younger age.
And now everybody thinks that they can be
Yeah.
YouTubers. I think me and Miguel had this conversation about a week ago where it was like, if YouTube was around when we were younger, a lot of us would be a lot more famous.
Yo, we'd be rich.
Yeah.
Right. But it was our generation that was like
sparked the
10, it was
YouTube.
like a decade, and now the ones that when YouTube came out and they started doing their content, they built their following over the last decade or so, and now
It's not that if it was around, because like it started when we had the potential, but the internet was a different place, right?
Right.
So, for instance, a lot I don't.
but these kids
Let me
were born
put
into
me on my
it.
blast.
They were born into it.
Yeah,
So
they
for
were born
for
into it.
instance, I was a moderator for a website that we single-handedly created memes.
Mm-hmm.
We did. Me and like the thousands of people on 4chan. Like, because that's where memes started. That's where the first meme was posted, was on 4chan. And I was a moderator. I was a kid That's also when we hacked.
Don't incriminate yourself.
It's not. You can't. There's no way to do it for this one, actually. Tom Cruise's Scientology website. Back in the day, we tanked it. We basically we didn't hack it. Everybody went to the site at one time. And back in the day, you could overload websites because they couldn't. And we overloaded the website so many times, and they spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to fix it. They just gave up the website, and the Scientology website came down. And those were around the same time that the first memes were actually posted on 4chan. And I think there's actually a Netflix documentary that talks about that. But like, if that would have happened today, a lot of us would be rich for making up stuff like that. Like you created memes. You took pictures and put words over them. Like, it was such a simple concept, and now it's like something that you're not going to go throughout your day-to-day life without seeing at least one.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But same thing with YouTube and Facebook. The moment it got monetized, the moment people saw the power in social media, that was when people started making money, and that was way after, it had started really.
I won't say way after, because I think YouTube was fresh when I first hit middle school. So I'm talking about 99, 2000.
It was in the early 2000s.
Yeah. So I was
YouTube was like really prevalent.
YouTube was early 2000s.
I was watching YouTube videos in like 2005, 2007, like in that.
It had to a little bit before then.
No, it probably was before then.
It was not. That's why I'm looking at y'all crazy.
Well,
I remember when YouTube
was
started.
Created.
It was 2005.
Like I said, it was like 2005, 2007, because the iPod Nanos that came out.
But YouTube didn't take off until about 5 years after that. So it didn't start being monetized until people didn't really start making money until about 5-10 years after.
It was probably because
it was like
a lot
2010,
of people
2015, and that's when people
that's
were
how
like,
you see
boom.
the rise of the prominent rise of like
when did Soulja Boy come out? When
Soulja
Soulja Boy came out?
That's what I was just saying, like Soulja Boy and them, like.
That's what I'm asking. When did Soulja Boy come out? Anybody know?
06, 07.
When the first time you seen got doggone, it couldn't have been 06.
It had to be 06, 07.
Was it 06?
Because
I graduated 06. There you go. So I put my age out now.
Again, it was either 06 or 07, because at that time frame, Crank That was the biggest thing. Everybody was Crank That Spider-Man, Crank That Yank.
Crank That Yank, yeah.
Like, it was Crank It everywhere, and he was prevalent in that time frame. So when he says, I made YouTube more popular, he really means I made YouTube more.
He did.
Well, it wasn't that he made YouTube popular itself, because YouTube was getting popular from a lot of other areas.
Yeah, but
he made it. He was
a music.
Well, you got to see everybody doing their dances.
Somebody already pulled the metrics from back then, and yes, he was a big chunk of the popularity, but he was not the only one at all. But it was big. That was the biggest thing. Is if anything, I'm not going to say he made YouTube big, because he didn't. YouTube was going to get big regardless. Yeah. He made the viral dance wave. Yeah. That's what in my opinion, he single-handedly created.
Yeah, but that's
was
how
that viral dance wave.
But that is how he tells you all the time. That's why I didn't graduate high school, because I popped before all of this.
But I pulled the numbers. That's what I was looking at. It's like 87% graduation rate
in the state of Florida.
In Florida,
you said 87%.
Yeah, but how many of those? So we're talking about from the cohort year when they come in to their senior year.
87% graduation rate. Graduation rate.
Where you pull
graduate the Board of Education statistics.
I think those numbers are fudged, because like
they're not. But we're not in anywhere near the top.
Well, that's my thing.
The entire country. We're
I'm not concerned about the country right now. I'm talking about.
This was
why our kids not graduating high
most
school.
recent statistics, which was the 2003 release, which was last year. 87% of high school students graduated. So it's not as bad as you think, but it is down from like 90-something percent.
So I can only speak
5-10 years ago. So
I was just gonna say I can only speak from my experience. When I came in, it was 1,500 of us, right? By the time I left high school, it was 5, and only 4 of those graduated.
Yeah,
three of those graduated.
With all due respect, we have the worst schools in the damn country, or in the damn state.
In the state, Pensacola?
Pensacola has
in the world,
like some of the worst schools in the entire state.
Yeah.
They are D schools. Warrington's so bad it's getting closed down.
Yeah.
Well, they're making the decision now. They tried to make it a charter school, and it's so bad that they're gonna. I think they're gonna close Warrington down.
That's why they got rid of Brownsville.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of getting rid of Brownsville and making Woodham what it is now. Like, it took 4 years for them to get from where they were to Woodham being West Florida.
When I tell you,
like Georgetown took over because the trades got so much bigger. Nobody's going to college at this particular point. They're going to get trades. So they took all of West Florida and made it Georgetown now.
West Florida still a high school though.
Yes, but they moved it from. That's what I'm saying. Is that they had to move it. They moved it to Woodham.
It's so bad. Like, the neighborhoods are so bad, and that's what I was looking up. Because my daughter was going to come live with me, and I was just like, okay, cool. Well, let's investigate. I was trying to get the school ratings, and then I missed the opportunity to get her into, like, the only thing that's worth a damn are private schools and Gulf Breeze High School. That's it.
Right.
And then Gulf Breeze is so expensive to get over there.
Right.
That, man, you're paying for your kid's education. Is it worth it? Gulf Breeze is. I'm talking about they're like super high up there. Yeah. But, like, unless you're doing private, either way, you're paying for your kids' education. Because every other public school here is boo-boo. They are bad. They're like D schools. They're horrible.
That's why I pulled my kids out of the school system. They're homeschooled now.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want to say, like, your experience might be consolidated to our area, because this place is bad. They are literally, I looked them up on the rating scale. They're some of the worst schools in the entire damn state.
That's why I said I need you to pull that information, sir, because
that's cool.
That's a teacher.
Again, 15,000 high school student years will not be graduating. That's bad. That doesn't mean that percentage is low. That's still 87% of all students are still graduating, but 15,000 of those, you have to understand, population keeps going up. Every year, population goes up, right? And then now we have, especially Florida, we have a huge influx from New York. Ever since COVID, we have the New York influx. We have Mobile pushing its way over here. We got people from Texas making their way over here for some stupid reason.
Nolan's still coming this way.
Louisiana's still coming this way. So again, we have a huge influx of population coming in. So yeah, 15,000 students still stays within that. What is that? That's probably
and that's just seniors.
But that's a lot of kids.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of kids.
That's
a lot of kids. But the percentage is not as bad as you think it is. Yeah. But it's still a lot of kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what he's saying. Is like we have to address that elephant. Like, why? Like,
well, it's like one kid not graduating is too many. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you really think about it. So,
what is their motivation to not graduate?
What is the motivation to not graduate? Like, what is it coming from? Like, that's what I was trying to get to before.
I think they because my sister is about to graduate. She's in Texas.
It's the same thing with college.
She's about to graduate. I don't know if she cares to, because she doesn't even know what she wants to do. These kids don't have a clue what the hell they want to do in this world at all. So they're like, why does it matter?
And they're not taught. They're not given. A lot of people aren't. They're not getting the values. They're not getting the core system. And then again, we hit on it every single time. I still
don't agree with the education system. So I honestly don't.
But it's not just the education system. You have to understand that there's two problems here, and they're breaking each other. They're breaking each other. It's, again, what keeps going up in this country? Single mother parent. It's upwards of 80% now, right? So you have a parent at home
trying to work,
trying to do things. They're not teaching their children for the most part. If you actually look at kids and you talk to babysitters or talk to teachers, bro, these kids are wild. They have there's no discipline, there's no core values, there's no foundation, there's nothing. They're just coming to school and doing the best they can.
And and mom's like, why are you not making grades?
You have parents and the mom's not teaching because she's dumb. Come on, like, that's the point. Is like, you have bad home life, and then the teachers are exhausted, pushed to their limit, not paid worth a crap, right? And
right? No, you're right.
You got people leaving the education field in mass right now, right? And so you have this.
Like the great teachers, like the teachers that
Good
was that was
teachers.
really, really good,
Yeah.
but they're not getting paid nothing.
Nope.
Then this is why.
And then there's no budget. There's no budget or
there's no
funding.
budget.
So it's all pushing on each other and it's breaking itself.
I want to just so I can try to like push us on the right track here. There's no. My thing is when we first started having that conversation inside the group chat is that there's no discipline. Parents can't discipline their kids. Or whatever, because anytime something happens, someone wants to pick up the phone, call child services,
Right.
or whatever. And so therefore, if the kid's not getting disciplined at home, they go to school. Like,
Right.
what you gonna do? You can't do nothing to me,
Right.
or whatever. Like you can't stop me. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and ain't nothing you can do about it, or whatever. So therefore, they talking to the teachers like that. Teachers just want to look. I'm just trying to give you the best
Right.
information, the best. I'm putting in the best effort that I can to make sure that you can do something with your life,
Right.
or whatever. And they can't do that.
Right.
Or whatever, because these kids have no
These
discipline.
kids want to fight them.
Like who you talking to, bro? Like I knock you smooth out right now.
Right.
You talking to a grown up like that?
Right.
That's why I be like, yo, kids be like, don't talk to me like that. I'll punch you.
Right.
And I'll be okay with it, and it won't hurt my feelings.
Right.
I'll punch you. I'll punch a teenager hard.
I
in the
hate
face.
kids.
I would too.
I promise you. Like somebody gonna be like, yo, John, you can't say that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I will. And I ain't done it yet, but I will, because they bad.
They are.
I was saying it in high school. Like it's kindergarten. So it's little kids in kindergarten
Right.
that can cuss you out better than the grown up can.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
Who raised
where
you?
your mama?
Who raised you?
Again, that's the point.
Right.
No one is raising these kids.
Right.
No one cares.
But I have known people like
Or they think
I
they have that
don't-
archaic mindset where you think you could just smack the shit out of a kid and it teaches it something.
right.
Like,
So you have
it's not the only
that,
thing
and
that
I've
works.
seen that in males and their sons. So
It's mostly women out here smacking the shit out of kids.
I've seen, well, maybe where you are, but I've seen like dads be a dad, cool. Discipline your kid, cool. But if you are not setting the example,
Yourself.
right, and you thugging and all this other shit, but you want him to
Be a good
be
good
something.
noodle. You want him to be a good noodle.
How can he when his example is not there? Then I see the moms. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna break off first.
Shoot, go ahead.
One
Okay,
second.
we here.
Okay, so I'm checking in a family.
Oh God, I remember this.
I'm checking in a family. Okay, if you as a parent reach near your child and your child flinches, bitch, I want to hit you.
Yeah.
But I want all the smoke.
Yeah.
If
That's
you
that's
even
a PTSD reaction.
Yes.
oh my gosh, so she was a single mom because of the situation, but I've seen it in other situations too. I can't stand that. That does not teach anything to hit a kid. It didn't teach us to get our ass smacked when we was in there.
No.
Like there's
What didn't teach you when?
I think we were
when
built
they had
different, too,
they had
just like-
corporal punishment, in school where we would get them down
I
paddles.
know you gonna
paddle,
argue it.
yeah.
Yeah, like the paddles.
I'm not
and
going to
stuff
say
like
we're
that.
built different. I'm going to say that we grew up in an age where, especially us, there was two people raising us. It was the internet and social media and TV, because like it was so big.
Well, who you talking about? You or me?
Our generation, both of our generations and theirs, actually, we were raised by internet, social media, and TV. Like it came up, like it started with us and then got progressively that way. Like especially with the TV, I know so many generations of kids that were just placed in front of a TV.
I
So
know.
watch TV, watch movies,
I know.
watch this, do
It's
this.
why I never
and then now
bought
it's
one,
tablets
bro.
and screen times and phones and stuff like that. So it's just, it's the same thing. It's just transitioned. But
I learned some things from the TV, but I didn't like.
Right,
it was,
but the
it was,
TV is raising
Yeah,
a lot
but-
of kids.
well, so
But
here's-
the TV,
The
no,
TV
I
and the
don't think
tablet.
TV's
maybe
raising
not
kids
you
nowadays.
Maybe not you,
I
but it
gonna say,
was for
well,
us.
but you have to remember at that time frame, mommy and daddy would push you out the door. Like,
Yeah, you
but
gotta
get
yeah,
outside.
like, you've been in here too long.
But
You
it was
got-
the
they don't do that no
90s.
more.
It was
They
TV
don't-
or go outside.
It's not. Well, no, not for him.
It was to me. It was go outside.
It was go outside. For
But
you,
that-
it was get out.
But that was the thing, is like our individual experience is irrelevant. We're talking about and that's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. Is like, it doesn't matter what you specifically went through. You have to look back at the 90s and realize that everyone was raised, like a bunch of people, the majority of people were raised that way.
Yeah.
And TV and internet was such an influential thing when it started picking up in the late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and then YouTube took off and Facebook took off and MySpace was taking off. So it's like, you have all that stuff happening. There were so many people that lived in social media to the point where now it's a problem. You know what I mean? So nobody was, and again, our parents' generation were who was it? You know, boomers and the ones right before them. So it's like they were raised by them, and they had a completely
different outlook.
Well, it was an archaic outlook. So they were the last generation that was just like, it didn't. Unfortunately, it didn't. How? It did not. And statistically, you are 100% wrong.
How?
Because guess what? We are the ones who fucked up the other generations, and that's the problem. Because we were the generation millennials specifically, the one right before us and millennials. Well, is it millennials and then?
Or is it Gen Z or Gen X?
So millennials and Gen X we have the highest suicide rate. Mm-hmm. We have the highest instances of clinical diagnosed depression.
Yeah, mental health issues.
Mental health problems. We have some of the highest crime rates in either one of the generations. Now, granted, per capita, boomers are bigger, so of course they accommodate for a lot of that stuff. But like based off of our population alone, we were bad, bro. We had a group of parents because the TV came in, the social media started coming in, and especially the TV. When technology kept advancing,
we were all latchkey and on.
Well, the point is that technology advanced, and our parents' generation were not prepared for it, didn't understand it, and they could not keep up with it.
Right.
And therefore, we learned the internet, and we basically built the internet and built everything that came off of it, the social media, the technology. We built it, and effectively, once we got to a certain part, we started raising ourselves because our parents couldn't keep up.
Yep.
Or our parents weren't present because the work life was. So that was another thing that was pushed in the 90s.
Yep.
Is the whole single mom household. Everybody's got to work. Everybody's got to have a career. And then you had the housing crash. Everybody was working, bro. People weren't paying attention to their kids, and we suffered for it. And then what did we do? Our whole generation wasn't raising kids properly. We weren't taught how to do it, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have a whole generation of kids that were built off of a broken foundation. And then these kids are just completely lost. Now they're having children, which is the generation we're talking about. You know, kids playing on tablets and don't listen to nobody and cussing people out in kindergarten. That whole generation it was built off of our broken foundation, which was our parents' fault because they were completely lost. They had no idea how to adapt, or they just didn't want to. They were just like, get out of the damn house, or they smacked the shit out of you.
Well, they were placed in that position because they didn't know any better. Like you just said.
I'm not saying that, again, they might not know any better, but guess what? It's your responsibility as a parent to, one, pay attention, keep up with the times, adapt.
How?
Learn. No, our parents refused to learn a goddamn thing.
I'm not gonna say that.
For the majority of the generation, they refused to learn.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not giving you.
I will.
I'm not giving you that. I'm statistically showing. To me, that's ass. I'm gonna say
it's not.
I can speak from my experience or whatever. I know. Yeah, my parents weren't in the house. They were split. They wasn't there. But they wasn't there because I had 5 brothers, 1 sister, or whatever. My dad had to work all day. All day. He worked all day, came home, went to sleep, made sure we still went to church, made sure we still had new shoes and all that type of stuff. But he was never there.
Right.
You're right. My pops was never there because he was always at work. But he still did his best. But when report cards came out and what did you get?
That's cool.
He was there.
I'm not bashing our parents. No, I'm not.
You said these parents refused to pay attention. They didn't try to keep up.
Again, yes, I will. I'll reiterate because you don't get to say they weren't there and then say that they refused to learn.
Give me a second.
Because they said that work was more important than raising kids. They refused to learn.
Now I want to talk now.
Come on, it's the same thing. You're saying the same thing.
I'm not saying the same thing.
You are, but you're making excuses.
How are you talking right now? Can I get my thought out? hard for you, isn't it? Got it.
So, it's not hard. It's wrong. I'm keep talking now. I stop talking. But if you want to keep going like that, we can play that petty game.
No, I'm not playing petty.
Okay, then. I shut up. You don't got to make comments afterwards? Or I'll keep talking.
I'm trying to talk.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
What's wrong with you? It was a comment. It was like somebody was like
saying.
That's what I was saying. No, I'm going to keep talking now.
Like I was saying, my pops, the archaic way, which you say is terrible.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah. Getting a whooping, I believe in it. I believe a kids need whooping. I believe I'm not saying beat your child down to the point where they're scared of you. No. I'm not saying that. But when you do wrong, you're supposed to be disciplined for it.
It's been proven that that's bullshit.
And when you get disciplined for it, you have to just like when a dog pisses on the floor, and you be like, hey, don't do that. That's wrong. Or whatever. You have to go here, outside. Did you not just discipline your dog?
Children are fucking dogs, bro. It's been proven that smacking kids does nothing.
So okay, since you just got to interrupt and got to get your point out, what is the correct way for these kids to learn?
I'm just talking. I'm talking with you. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, monologue, bro.
What's the correct way? What's the correct way for the kids to learn? I'm asking you a question now. Now we're gonna know.
Because you're talking to a dad that have never put his hands on his kids in all 12, almost 13 years of her life. And she is the most well-behaved, well-respected kids you will ever meet in your damn life. And I have never put my hands on her. And I am the one who has been in her life most of her life. So you don't get to sit here and tell me that smacking the shit out of some kid teaches them anything, even when every single psychological study and documentation has been shown that it does nothing for them.
Okay. Is that the end of your thought?
I'm not monologuing. I'm having a conversation. Cool. Go ahead, monologue.
So does that make you, so just because you're an exception, does that make it a rule?
I'm not an exception.
That's your point, isn't it?
I'm not an exception. No.
It's an exception. It's an exception.
It is proven. It is scientifically proven that smacking a kid, again, because that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that our parents continued this way of thinking. And then I have our generation continuing this way of thinking, that smacking kids or putting your hands on children teaches them something. You're with an archaic, outdated way of thinking. Mm-hmm. You continue that archaic way of thinking, and then you continue it down here. Guess what? Guess what your parents, they did two things at the same time. They would smack the shit out of you, and they would still teach you a lesson. What they didn't understand is that the lesson and the conversation and the communication was what was teaching you and not smacking you. We didn't really get to see that, but some of us continued teaching lessons, but we continued the smacking. Our generation stopped the lessons and just started smacking kids. And now these kids are teaching their kids by hitting them. No, there's no lessons being taught.
So
again,
that would be
it's scientifically proven that smacking children does nothing but make them fear you. It literally, the only thing it provokes in their brain, it shuts everything off and they start to fear you. There's no lesson learned. They can't learn when they're in that state of mind. Right. It's like fight or flight. So you can't learn. You're not doing anything.
I'm gonna let the rest of the room talk real quick.
You're not doing anything but making them afraid.
Okay, so as a pretty much single parent, I did half and half, right? So when my kids were younger, as they grew up, first, number one, I parent them as individuals. What works for my son does not work with my daughter.
Those are facts.
So I've always parented them differently. My son is more afraid of me projecting my voice than my daughter is, right? So my daughter's like, I don't want to be hit, okay? Like I want to avoid all everything.
Yeah, don't touch me. I'm good.
All everything. She wants to avoid that.
Yeah, if I could not get hit.
But my son was just like, I'm gonna get mad if you hit me, right? So when they were younger, I was young too, by the way. So like I had my daughter when I was 17. I had my son when I was 21. So I was growing up, I was learning too, but I did pop a hand. I said, don't touch that trash can. Said, don't touch that trash can. Repeated it at the third time. When you're sitting there like this, like I'm about to touch it. So I'm going to come over there as soon as you but then I stopped. I never hit my kids out of anger. I never hit my kids. I walk the hell away if they've upset me. I don't even do anything. I just no. But I went from a place of reaction to a place of teaching, because I grew up reacted at. That was how I grew up. It was just reaction, and whether I knew I was doing something wrong or not, it wasn't. It didn't matter whether it was explained. That's why I said it's half and half. It didn't matter whether it was explained or not to me or anything like that. It was just the fact that I was mad because I got hit, and then, or in my feelings because I got hit. But then I took pieces of how I was raised from all the people that raised me, and I try to implement that as I grew up, mind you. And I'm only
come up with your own way,
right? I'm piecing the archaic way, like the old way, to the
there's a lot of good things and values in the old way,
right? It is because it was consistent. Yeah, there is no consistency in so many of the parents that I know that are friends, family, who the hell ever. You hit your kid one minute and you'll sit there and no them the next. But the people that I see are usually hitting them because they are either embarrassed, but because their kid is doing some shit in front of some other people.
It's frustration,
right? So they're not disciplining for the right reason, to tell the kid that going out in that street you're gonna get hit. Yeah. Right. So I do take the growth that I've had as a parent and raising them from, we started with the light tap, because I will never beat my kids or nothing like that. It's literally I've light tapped them. I will never hold my kid by one arm.
Pop my daughter's hand when she reached for a hot stove. That's completely different.
No, you didn't.
Right.
That's
Stop it,
different.
John. Stop antagonizing.
That's not hitting. That's not hitting my kid.
You're
and again, for anybody that thinks it's okay to hit kids in any capacity, I'm going to ask you this one question.
Right.
Answer it honestly. If you're with your significant other, your partner.
If I whip my significant other? Is that what you said?
Listen. Don't stop listening to respond. He's listening to respond. Is what he's doing. He's listening to respond, not listening to listen.
If you're with them,
when you're with your significant other,
stop antagonizing.
When you're with your significant other, you're with a partner. You're with somebody who loves you,
right?
And they punch you square in your goddamn mouth, or they slap you in the face,
for what?
Or they hit you in any capacity, and then turn around and tell you that they love you. Will you believe them?
Yeah.
Then you're an idiot.
Yeah, I will.
So, for lack of a better word, that's foolish, bro.
So let's hear your POV.
I still believe you.
So let's start here. I do not believe in gentle parenting, or what they call gentle parenting.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Not hitting.
But that's no.
You don't have to be a gentle. I don't have to hit my kids and I can still be firm, bro.
That is literally the point.
Don't you always talk about Chunkla throwing this house shoe at you? I mean, that's not the thing.
PTSD and abuse that I grew up with, bro.
But look how you came out, man. You're
that's
such a
not
good person.
healthy. No. And my sister's a lunatic. It was like rolling the dice. 50-50. We was raised in the same household.
I can't.
Y'all done?
My bad. Go ahead.
So it's as simple as this. I do not believe in gentle parenting, or what they call gentle parenting. I believe there is a way to firmly parent your children, right? I grew up in a 3-parent household because my grandmother was present. I also had my godparents who helped raise me, right? So I had a lot of people around. I didn't get the opportunity to just act a fool. And they grew up in that way, right? I understand that they're saying that the archaic way ain't it, right? But
the hitting, every single time somebody does something wrong, hitting your kid.
Respectfully, I hear you.
That's all I'm talking about being archaic. And everything else, the lessons and values and stuff that came from our parents are phenomenal.
So you said something just a moment ago, and I remember distinctly my goddad, my dad, my grandmother all looked at me and be like, I love you, right? And it took me a long time to understand that they did not understand that them hitting me wasn't a love thing, right? But the most respectable thing I can say is that I watched them calm down in every sense before they did anything. There wasn't any anger behind it. It wasn't frustration. It was as calm as can be, right? I can go to my goddad right now and look at him and be like, hey, I remember this, blah, 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 and we just kicking and talking. But I remember that it was calm. how did you do that? So I take from them. And being the newest parent in the room, right? I have to understand that I have girls. I have to do this a certain way. There is a way without hitting them that you can still look at them and they know that this is it.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. It's just like, bro, you can watch it real time. I practice what I preach. It's not just that I'm talking on my butt. I have 12 years of doing this, and he's seen it. You'll see it.
I got 15.
It's a look. It's a look.
Huh?
I'm not saying that I understand.
I'm saying I've spent 12. But I don't care how long you've had. I'm saying I've spent 12 years not putting my hands on my kid. But and also, it works. It works. But there's a way to do it.
I also had a parent that was snobby, right? My mother was the most snarkiest person. She let you do it just to see how bad it hurt. Wouldn't like the whole oven top.
Example.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn from experience.
Like, and so it was, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. I'm gonna do it.
Experience is the best teacher.
And then you're like, oh, you let him do it. No, he did it on his own.
He did it on his own.
And I had that. I've implemented that.
That's firm parenting too. I tell my daughter not to climb something. She fall off of it. I'm like, well,
now you hurt. And now how you feel about that?
Exactly.
You gonna help me? You better get up.
But that's letting them learn from their own experiences, not smacking the shit out of them.
Right. Let me get something out. Let me go ahead and clear something out the room real quick. If anything, I have gave my son one whooping. I can say I'm saying it out loud because I don't. Guess what? I don't care. Y'all ain't gonna, what you gonna come get me? Come get me. I'll whoop you too. I have gave my son one whooping. One.
Right.
I do not like. Oh yeah, beat your kids up. Maybe they'll learn something. I don't believe in that. What I do believe in is that, hey, look, you messed up or whatever. I don't want to do this. I really don't. Or whatever, but you have forced my hand, and it seems like you don't understand when I tried to teach you the correct way. So therefore, you either gonna be smart or you gonna be strong.
Right.
That's what I was. You either smart or you strong. Sounds like you have a smart one. She knows. Hey, let me get this together. So somewhere along the lines, you did something good. Well, you don't have to go to the strong part. Right. That's what that means. But
I've also been a stepdad, and I've came into kids' lives that are like 2, 3, 4, 10 years old with no foundation whatsoever, and I've changed the way they operate simply from the fact that a way I parent. And I'm talking about parents that especially single moms that are strong-handing their kids. Like I'm talking about popping, smacking kids, yelling at their kids, and I'm like, and I'm the one. What's crazy is I'm the one that comes in, and I'm a firm parent. I'm like, you're going to learn a lesson, right? I do wild stuff, bro. Like you want to keep touching something, right? Here we go. Here's my example of an experience or learning. There's different ways of punishment that are firm parenting, right? You keep touching something, right? I did this with one kid one time, or I did this with my daughter too. I was like, you want to keep touching that after I told you 3 times not to stop touching stuff. Usually it's just once, and the second time you're going to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. I made her stand there and hold it in her hand just like this. I said, you want to touch it so bad, stand there and hold it. Mm-hmm. And about 3 minutes in, these kids is crying. They're like, no, I was like, I'll keep your arm up. Keep your arm up, right? And then it's like, okay, cool. I was like, do you see, like, stop touching stuff. It's not that important to touch, right? It's really not.
I think that's the way that my godparents got around.
I want to ask him a question. I got to. You said, stand there and hold it, right? What if she said, I'm not standing there and holding it? I'm not holding that. Now what? Now what do you do? What do you do at that point? Because that's what the teachers go through.
Well, again, this is at home. I know the teachers are limited in what they can do, which
they're very limited because.
But that's my point. Is like that's the reason why I said the main foundation is at home. So you have 2 people pushing against each other and it's breaking itself. But that's my point. Okay, cool. Let's say if I had a kid who was just like, I'm not going to do anything.
I'm not holding that.
I did. It was an older kid from single mom. He was like 8, 9 years old. He was like, I'm not listening to you. He's like, my mom don't punish me, this, that, and the other. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, go to your room. Don't touch nothing, right? And I gave him one warning, right? I was like, don't touch nothing. I open the door, and I'm an active parent, so I don't just send him to the room and don't look.
Exactly.
And I walk in the room, and guess what he's doing? Playing with stuff.
Playing with stuff.
You want to know what I did? I cleaned the entire fucking room out, except for the
bag.
mattress.
I did that.
The entire room got emptied except for his mattress and one pillow and a blanket. Touch something now.
Did that. Swear.
And in less than 24 hours, this kid went up, optionally apologized to his mom for what he was doing, apologized for it, and I was like, cool. Now you're going to learn the lesson of you don't just get to say sorry and everything goes back to the way it is, because that's what a lot of people do. They say, especially a lot of moms, they're nurturing, so the kid apologizes, gets cute, and they're like, okay, cool, you can have it back. No, I left that room empty for a week. Until he started behaving correctly, and then everything. And then when I realized that it got through his head, he's like, I'm not getting none of this stuff back if I don't stop what I'm doing. He stopped, and he never did it again.
It's consistency.
That's exactly.
I promise you, it's consistency. That's all I can say. It's consistency and it's patience. I am not so impatient that I won't wait a kid out.
Oh, I'm petty.
Exactly. I will wait you out. So when I stop my kids for I say, y'all think you too old to get a whooping? Cool. Okay. What they finna get, okay? Because they wrecked my house, okay? Wrecked it. Jump over couches, like I'm talking like jumping all over my bed, just doing all types of stuff, okay? So they said they felt like they were. I said, so whooping or something else, right? What's the something else? No, whooping or something else. Y'all figure it out. Chat. Right? Something else. Okay. Word. Wall squats.
Yep.
Physical.
Especially when they get older. Especially when they get older.
I have the pictures.
Oh yeah, you old enough. You can definitely do it.
Pictures and the videos.
We running.
They were wall squatting, and I said, whoever drops, we're gonna go to something different, and it's gonna be twice as long. Planking.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I got pictures and videos.
That's something I took from the military.
Physical distress, the same way you'll make them hold it out. That physical distress.
But that's the archaic lessons that actually worked.
Right.
That's why they're still done in the military.
Me personally, as I grew as a parent, went into that mentality of, okay, I have grown more patient as I got older, and as I've learned my kids more, I'm gonna put you through physical distress now. That's what's gonna happen.
About that physical distress part, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all an acronym for that, just in case y'all don't know, because I know people sitting here, y'all hear me arguing with Puerto Rico about the archaic way and how I feel that it works or whatever. Because I still feel like it does.
Well,
they still got their asses tapped. Okay, I'm not fixing to say that my kids didn't at some point. They did, and it did correct that one thing
in that moment. Yeah.
But then when something else came about, I was like, I don't got it. I don't got it in me.
Real quick here, and my biggest thing here, I was like, here's my thing. That might work for a father who's present in the house consistently, right? It does not. Hitting your kids, again, you're talking about 80% of households are all single mothers.
Yeah.
That physical shit, that smacking and hitting your kids does not work for women, because guess what? Your sons are going to get to the age where you can't hit them no more. Your kids are going to get to the age where you hit them and it doesn't work anymore.
Exactly.
And at that point, you've built a whole foundation of fear, and now they don't fear you, and now they're going to rebel, and now you're powerless.
Or even if they do fear you, they're going to try it.
They're going to try, and
because fear will make you do something.
You don't learn how to respect.
Yeah. I want my kids to respect me, not to fear me. I want them to listen to me because they respect me, which was, like I said, that was me because I am the only parent. When their dad was in the household, I was still the only parent, because though he's physically present, he's not mentally present.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to touch my kids. You don't interact with them. You don't engage with them in any type of way. Don't try to discipline them.
I think that was the greatest thing that I realized, is that my mom took a trick of the trade and was like, cool, you're starting to, mind you, as a human, right, out loud, I'll say it, I'm a masochist, right? I learned it at a very early age. Pain didn't bother me as badly as she would like it to. So that whole mindset of, you're not gonna cry, I'm gonna make you cry.
Right,
so then
you were rebelling.
Right? I was trying to, especially in front of my homeboys, I was trying to show my entire ass. I'm holding it. What I didn't realize is that she had a trick for my ass. And when she started snatching things that I enjoyed,
There you go.
That's the
I
big
said,
one.
wait a minute, what did you do? This?
She's adapting.
Mind you, I was a reader at that point. So any comic book, any fantasy book that I like to read, anything that was close to me, dear, it was gone. Doors off the hinges. I said, you're not even big enough to get the door
That
off
one
the
too,
hinge.
man.
How
That's
you
that
get
one
the
too.
door off the
Yeah.
hinge? Stepdaddy sitting there laughing at me, talking about, I told you quit playing with, like,
Right.
fear
Right.
wasn't working no more. Whooping me wasn't working no more.
But another thing for me,
Well, that's kind of my point, is that it was never actually working. It never works.
You proved this point.
I wasn't trying to prove yours. I wasn't proving nobody's point.
I
I'm
just
just
said you
saying.
had-
But that's the point. It
It
was.
wasn't trying to be proved. I'm just saying.
you
You just
have
helped him
to
out.
parent
It was
every
never
child
working.
differently.
But again, each person has their personality. But again,
Right.
the physical abuse never works because it's not. It teaches something in that moment, and then if you have a consistent fear of getting hit, then that gives you the trauma. That gives you the
Right.
oh, they're not going to do it. Yeah, they respect it. Do they respect it, or are they just afraid of getting hit? Right? Respect and fear are not the same thing. So again, but you look what I said. It works when you're younger because kids they're not wise. But kids get wise. They start to learn. They get in public school. They start to learn from other kids on how to get out of this and how to do that,
Right.
because these kids are getting smacked the same way you are.
Right.
And then now you got wise kids, and now you have to actually, in my opinion, you have to actually be a parent at
Right.
that point, which is where you snatch the damn door off the hinges and you're like, okay, cool, we're going to give you, here's the foundation, here's the consistency.
Right.
I can't just smack you and it's easy no more, because in my opinion, that's the easy way to parent, is to smack a kid, because you ain't going to do
I
nothing.
don't think that's the easy way. I don't think it's the easy way. First off, let me get back to this acronym that
Go
I,
ahead.
so like I said, I learned it from the military, and to me it works, or whatever. Give your kids a beating. Beat. A basic evaluation of athletic talent.
I remember that. That's a good one.
That's just what that is. When if you feel like you just this bad and you either gonna be smart or strong. If you can't do no push-ups, we gonna run. If you tired of running, we gonna do some squats.
Right.
Oh, you
I
don't
like-
want to squat no more? Jumping jack till
Right.
I get tired.
I like
Right.
that, especially for boys.
I hated that.
Especially
That's
for
what it
boys.
is.
It works.
I hated living with my cousin, because that was like, we went over to Europe. I spent a year in Europe as a child, and we was bad. Like it was 5 of us. We was horrible. What?
Wait a minute. The hell you was gonna tell us you spent a year in Europe?
What in the rich ass?
Huh?
He was military. So like my parents was just like, you're not doing, like my dad was on the road.
I thought he
My-
came up like us.
I did.
Liar.
Man, you bougie as hell.
That's crazy.
I'm good.
You spent a year in Germany.
To
and
be
tell
honest
me-
with you, I don't want to hear your bit no more.
What Europe?
Because you're bougie.
Wait, what part of Europe?
I don't.
Was it Germany?
It was Germany.
Oh,
because,
get out of my face.
Because what
That's
we
like the
got
best
over.
place in Europe.
Because we got over there and he was like, they had gave him a house or something. And like it was 5. It was me, Doche, Teresa, Phil, and
How old
Trey.
were you?
I was like 4.
Germany was nice back then too.
So
Yeah.
so I'm sitting there and my parents was just like, I need you to get away from us for a couple, because my mom was a drug addict. My dad was always on the road. My grandma was getting old. There wasn't much they can do with me at that time frame. And they sent me with him. Bro, when I tell you running upstairs in Europe ain't a fun thing, because it's just, their buildings have so many stairs, bro. And then you got to come back down the mugs.
That's why they,
and he was
that's
like,
why they got public transportation, because you already walking to get out the building.
he was like, and I need y'all to slow, like high step down these. I was like, bro, I'm dying.
See, now here's where there's always, everything's situational. Like I said, everything's situational. Now let's say my kid has been raised. I know for a fact that they've been raised with a phenomenal foundation. My son's been raised with a phenomenal foundation, and he's 16 years old, and I find out he's in school bullying kids or beating up other kids.
Why?
I'm saying I found out that's what he was doing.
that's why
Like,
God-
now, granted, most people do that. There's some people that do it because they had a bad home. And then there's other people that are socially pressured into doing the same thing.
That's the third one.
Is there what? What is it?
There's another one.
Rebellion. I'm choosing to do it.
That's bad home.
That's bad home.
No. It's a great home. I want to do it.
No, it's something at home that they don't agree with, so they rebel.
The reason I say there's another one is because there's kids that's so well off that the kids that's under them or whatever that's not doing as well as them financially or socially or whatever it is.
So they pick on them. That's the social pressure. That's my point.
Was that what you call it?
Social pressure. So it's the thing. It's like that social status, the elite status, and those are the bullies, like the rich kids and stuff like that.
I give you that.
And then usually all the other kids around them don't want to bully, but they will group with these people and bully the other kids because of it at the same time.
Right.
But that's my point. Is let's say I found out that my 16-year-old son is like, I'm not saying like not just bullying, like teasing, like we tease, you know what I mean? I'm talking about bullying. Mm-hmm. That's the one time where guess what we're doing? Especially if you're hitting other children, guess what we're doing? We're putting on boxing gloves.
I was gonna say,
you want to hit somebody? Let me teach you how to fight.
I feel like that's why God didn't give me a boy, because like at that age where you can look me in my eye, put them gloves on.
Exactly, and like, that's kind of my point. It's like,
what if he knock you out?
Ain't no. I'm gonna look at him.
What if he knock you out?
Wait.
I would be proud.
So I would be proud. I want to tell you,
but he ain't gonna respect you no more.
Hold on, wait. Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will. Because you know
he gonna tell you go get Steve.
Because you know,
I ain't taking out this goddamn trash.
Hold on.
Go.
Oh wait. You know what I realized the other day is that me and Frost was talking, and he said
my
a story.
16-year-old knocked me out. I quit. I'm done. They're like, you know what?
So Frost gave me a story about the military where he was at Paris Island, right? And I realized that like that's what I would do too. His drill instructor was like, "Hey, go race your other drill instructor," and he beat him.
Yeah.
Well, when he beat him, he was like, "Oh, you thought you was just gonna get off because you beat me? Here's a toothbrush. Go have fun."
Yeah.
I was like, so if I lose, guess what? You doing chores. You better let me win because you're doing chores for a year.
Wow. That's messed up.
What is that? The video of like, where's your dad? Your dad ain't in here?
No.
I was gonna buy you some new shoes. It was like, he's not in here. Bro. He's like, really? I lost. He's like, I'm sorry, she was gonna buy me the shoes. But get in here, do these dishes.
Yeah. I sent that message and I was like, what in the John? That was another
you
one.
don't tell on me. Yeah, don't snitch. If you snitch, don't tell on me.
I was like,
but that would work. You'd be like, don't snitch.
Oh, did y'all see the video I sent y'all about homegirl getting knocked out?
Which
they was at a Steelers game.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there thinking, I was like, what in the John? I could just hear John's voice.
Don't hit me.
We do not condone violence to the opposite sex. However,
but no, like when you get to that age, you know better. Because at that, I'm a martial artist anyway, so I'm probably gonna teach my kids how to fight and the discipline that comes behind hitting. Like my daughter knows not to hit. She did it one time.
My kids don't hit each other.
Exactly.
Never.
Now the only time I've had one of them was in martial arts, and my daughter was being taught by me.
Right.
And they sparred and stuff like that, which was completely okay. But
right.
I teach my kids how to fight and when to use stuff and when not to use stuff. And I teach my daughter lessons. I'm like, hey, this is why you don't do that. You know, or and I also, I'm a martial arts movie buff. So like my daughter grew up, I have a video of my daughter 4 years old standing in front of the TV with the lamb from Doc McStuffins watching Ip Man just boo, 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 boo. And she's just engrossed in the movie. But like, no, like at that age, you know better. I've already built you a solid foundation.
Right.
I'm like, hey, because bullying's one thing I do not play with.
Right.
And then I actually, not to get serious, my daughter, one of her classmates, you know, just took their own life. And one of the other classmates tried to, well, not her classmate, but some kid in her school that she was actually friends with.
Right.
And so the entire school had to get a grief counselor because these 12-year-olds are no parents at home. They have no.
It's another reason I took my kids out of the school system. Is if I come to that school and I say my kids are not violent kids. Yeah. They're not even mean kids. My kids are the ones that go play with the picked on kids, or
Exactly.
they don't care. Basically, they're like, hey mom, I was playing with one of the girls that has Down syndrome. Nobody else will play with her, so I went over there to play with her today, and we had a great time.
Good.
These are my kids.
Same.
Protectors.
Yep.
So if I'm coming to your school, you've never had an issue out of my kid, and I tell you, go look at their whole school record, and there's never been a behavioral issue, and I'm telling you that some shit's happening to my kid.
Yeah.
And I don't get a sufficient response as to how we're gonna resolve this, and then it happens again, it's issue. So
Because now I got to beat up this other kid's parents.
Because now it is. Because I met her in the park. I said, pull up.
Oh, I don't play.
And she brought her sister.
Your smile is just that just ruined it right
It was
there. You
efficient,
just
I was like,
So
dang.
I
said,
had
pull up.
I had this. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I had to pull them out of the school, because the school system is just like, we have a no bullying policy, blah 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 blah.
And then
blah.
they don't act. They don't.
But
do
you know when
anything.
it was an issue? When my kid said something back, and that kid went and told, and they parent called, and this and that, and my kid doesn't do anything.
So, long story short, from mine, the little girl that took her life was being bullied, like actively bullied by this older kid who is literally, and this girl's probably going to go to juvenile,
Right.
like go to jail,
Right.
because she was telling this little girl that she should just do it, just
yeah.
go do it, just do it. And I'm like, and my daughter was like,
There was a whole movie on that.
Yeah, but she talked to a grievance. She talked to the counselor that was scheduled for the school, and this, that, and the other. And my daughter's resilient. She just has a good head on her shoulders because I teach her. But like, she knew. But I had the same situation, and but that's my point. Is like my daughter. I taught her how to defend herself, because I'm like, you're never going to get bullied, and if you are, you come tell me immediately.
Right.
But here's how to defend yourself in the moment. But you better come tell me.
Right.
And I literally had a situation where the school was told that this little group of girls was bullying, like physically bullying other kids on the playground, and this was in elementary school.
Right.
And this was like right at fifth grade, like she's in fifth grade and this, that, and the other. I've already taught her wrist locks. I've taught her how to punch correctly, how to hold herself correctly, all this stuff like that. And these little girls, and my daughter's almost like a pacifist.
Right.
She ran, she left, she got out of it, came and told me. I went and approached the school and I was like, hey, there's this group of girls. These are their names. You need to get them because they're physically hitting other children. We'll look into it, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, it
hope
happened
you do.
again. I went up to the school and I said, again, this is the last time I'm going to tell you guys.
Right.
These kids are physically hitting other children, including my kid.
Right.
And you guys need to put a stop to it. Well, we didn't find any. I don't care what you found, because they're doing things on the playground where you cannot see them.
Right.
And I was like, that's what these schools always do. And I was like, I don't care if you're paying attention. You need to go up to these girls and tell them,
Thank you.
Hey,
Address
stop
it.
this now. Address it.
Right.
And talk about it. Don't just let them lie their way out of it.
Right.
Guess what happened? My daughter beat the ever-loving brakes out of all three of them.
As
Because
you
I
should.
told my daughter, I said, the next time they hit you, you have my permission to hit them back.
Right.
Because now you have retreated twice.
Right.
You have left and ran away once. You left and ran away again. You did the right thing to do. It's not being addressed. You handle it. And I was like, I rolled it in her court. I said, I've taught you how to defend yourself.
Right.
I said, do not go crazy. You know what aggressive force, excessive force is. I've taught her that. And I said, defend yourself. And I was like, but I'm gonna leave it in your court. You can leave or
Right.
run away and
Right.
come to me again, or you can defend yourself.
Right.
She busted this girl's nose, dislocated this girl's thumb because she put her in a wrist lock,
Right.
and then kicked this other girl in the back of her leg and like sprained her calf.
As she should.
Beat the mess out of these kids. And guess what
And
I'm
they
in the
called
office for?
They called you.
Oh, we gotta expel her, this, that, and the other. And I was like, no.
No.
And I was like, because now this has been documented, not once, not twice, but by another parent as well. And I was like, I'm gonna take you and the school board, and I'm gonna sue you guys if you try to expel my kid.
Absolutely.
And I was like, you didn't want to address it. You didn't want to fix the problem.
Right.
And now my kid fixed the problem. I bet you they're not going to bully no one else in this school again.
At all.
They ain't got no thumbs. How can they do it? They can't even eat their burger.
So
how they gonna eat their hamburger? Your kid out here
Right.
taking people's thumbs.
Well, she did it on
You
accident.
out here building a baby it man. So therefore, you're a bad parent.
What?
Listen. The issue I have.
It was crazy.
The issue I
When
have
I
with
saw
my
the
daughter.
kids, I was like, baby girl. She's like, all I
The
did was this.
mother. So my daughter was considered a walk zone student, and I live in the hood.
Yeah, okay.
And so she's
So within
considered
walking distance, is that what that means?
supposed to be, but it's a long ass walk. It's a 30-minute walk.
I'm not walking 30 minutes.
Thank you. So on her way home from school, the first time my cousin pulled up because the mom drove up while my daughter was walking to school, and was her and her 19-year-old daughter and the girl that my daughter goes to high school with are telling, like,
Trying to
"We finna
address your
jump
daughter?"
you and all this other stuff. She's on FaceTime with my cousin, and my cousin's like, "Where are you at?"
Now, immediately.
I'm on the way.
Is it that cousin?
Yep. I'm on the way.
click, clack.
She
girl-
pulled up,
That girl crazy.
but they drove off. So I addressed it to the school. Okay.
That's
that
when you
was
call the police
one-
at that point.
The second time you say you're going to anything, my kid, so now what happened was my daughter is walking home from school. I just got home. It was my off day. I just got home, pop right back up because my daughter is on FaceTime. Mom, they're trying to jump us. Where are you at? She said, use my location. Word. Hitting the streets. Okay. I stopped this car in the middle of the road, pop out, and I'm not touching that sidewalk in front of your house, sis. So I'm standing in the road. Like, you want to, the mom is sitting on the front porch step telling the daughter and the cousin to get my daughter into the yard. I said, Carmen, get in the truck.
Yeah.
Get in the truck. Now, mind you, I got both lanes of traffic, one block by my truck and one block by my body in this road. Okay? Get in the truck. Her friend has already been tussling with the other two girls. Okay? Because she was in the yard. I said, I'm not gonna say her name. I was like, stop. That's all I'm saying. I was like, stop, right? The mom sits her ass down, right? She just recedes back. Get in the car. Now one of these little girls wants to start click-clacking at me. And I was like, stay in that yard. That's what's best for you.
Yeah.
Mind you, all traffic is stopped. We are right beside the school. So they literally just stepped off school property.
That's ridiculous.
Called. I let the mom of my daughter's friend know, hey, like, your daughter's just been in a fight or whatever. I'm like, hey, because I done got the key. I got everybody in the car. Okay. Traffic ain't moving until I put this hoe in a U-turn. And turn around and exit. Go pull down the street. Let her know. She calls the police, whatever. They come over there. Ended up me just telling them that next time I'll call y'all after. Thank you. Because they wasn't going to do anything. She could file a report. For the mother standing there, beat her drag that one in the yard, whatever. So this was the lady that I said could meet me at the park. And she brought her sister. And it was like a whole class of kids out there at the park. So I get out of my vehicle and I walk around my truck. One girl, I'm like, nope. What is it? Tell me what it is. We just don't like her. We don't like them. Okay. So
Now leave them alone. Stop talking to each other.
Exactly. But I done went to your school. I done told your school. This is why kids don't give a damn. They're not being encouraged, protected, like none of that. None of that at school. That there is no encouragement. There's no protection. There's always it's fine. It's fine. Is whatever. The G's.
I'm gonna start that comment just cause.
That little girl don't play. She don't play. She don't play no more either.
So I pull my kids. I pull my kids out of school because at the end of the day, the mom of these kids are going up to the school and saying, my daughter and her friend are picking on them, and the school administrators are telling me we know that's not true because we have issues out of these girls all the time, and every time their mama come up in here, she's basically just defending it. But why?
So kick them out. Kick them out.
Right.
Suspend them.
Right.
Do something.
Why? Then I have my son, not to make this heavy, but I have my son telling me, he told me back in December, every time I think about having to go back to that school, I don't want to live anymore.
I will say, just as much as it's hard for schools also do not do enough.
No.
Because again, the way households I feel like are just like not adapting and learning.
Mm-hmm.
Schools are not adapting and learning.
I'm trying. How can they do more though?
No.
I'm not defending the schools.
I'm not talking about the teachers. I'm talking about
like
when you know that there's a problem, do something about it, and they don't. That's the problem.
And I'll tell you why.
I feel like they've snatched their legs from under them though.
They can't.
Even from the teaching, like me and you had this conversation not even a week ago about how they're not allowed to teach.
They're not allowed to do nothing.
They're fed these curriculums and they're not teaching. What did I go to school for?
Yeah.
What was the point of me
Which
going
is
to
why
school?
they are not motivated to graduate.
Hell, they're not motivated to teach.
They are not. Kids are not motivated to go to. My kids are not motivated to do school, nothing. And I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them not being motivated to do it for the simple fact that's what they're growing up in. They are so overwhelmed with the other kids and the pressure and the anxiety of it's more of a social concert at school than it is
so that's
academic.
I literally
challenge.
went over this with my daughter about actually I was listening to I was dropping her off. I was taking her back home or to our mom's, and I was listening to a Jordan Peterson podcast. And Jordan Peterson said something along the lines of like, basically that anything worth learning or anything worth having, you have to sacrifice for it. So he was basically saying these famous pianists, these famous singers, these famous musicians and artists and stuff like that, is like they had to sacrifice the parties, they had to sacrifice the clubs, they had to sacrifice these events in order to work on their craft, or else they would have never been this amazing artist that they would have been. And my daughter's listening to it and she's like, well, I made sacrifice, and she kind of referenced a sacrifice that she had made, which is, I didn't even know. Normally she tunes it out and she's playing on her phone, but I was like, she was like, oh, well, that reminds me of, she was faced with an option, like, because she tried out for a part for the Legally Blonde musical, and she was actually put in an advanced course because of it, and they were just like, well, yeah, you need to be here. You're way above where you need to be, because I teach her all the time, and the practices for theater and chorus for the musical and for theater are on the same days as cheer.
Oh.
Right? So most kids would take whatever's socially favorable, which is cheer. And this kid goes, no. She goes, I'm going to get rid of cheer because I want to pursue music. I want to sing and I want to do theater.
Right.
And she completely axed cheer out of her life. And she was like, and she thought about it. She was like, well, I was thinking about it. I can go back to cheer later on, but I can't rehab this musical, or I can't, singing. I need this education now. And I'm just like, kid, like, that was amazing.
Right.
But she referenced that, and it opened this big discussion of like, you have to understand what you're doing right now. Please keep it. Keep that when you get in high school. And I was like, because that's the biggest thing. When these people invite you to house parties and to go drinking and to go do all this other stuff, you have to understand that. I told her, I was like, I didn't go to prom. She's like, what? And she freaked out because she's a girl. And she's like, you didn't go to prom? And I was like, no, I skipped prom because I was working. Because I was working to try to get something that I wanted. And then I ended up getting it. I ended up getting everything that I was working for after high school. And I told her, I was like, if you want this, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be this person, you have to not go drinking. You have to not smoke. You have to not do these things because you're going to mess up your voice. You have to not be at these houses. I was like, so why these people are, and I told her this, I was like, kid, prom is nothing. And I was like, I'm sorry to say, but I want you to have if you want to go to prom, baby. But
absolutely.
It is an event that happens and nobody cares about it. And everybody that's popular now is going to be fat with 3 kids in 5 years
and bald.
and balding, or with multiple baby mamas and baby daddies. I was like, these kids are not. I was like, high school is nothing, kid. And I was like,
it is not a life popularity contest.
And I told her, I was like, if anything, baby, it is how you educate yourself. It's to start college or to start what you want to do, a trade or something. And I'm just like, kid, use it as
that's what I'm pushing my kids. Do y'all remember how hard,
but everybody's being taught it's
high
social
diplomas
popularity
were pushed over GEDs? Like GEDs were looked down upon.
Yeah,
you remember? Now, so I was looking at
it depends on what you want to do,
right?
Really.
So if you want to do a trade, right, trade skill, whatever, and a kid, they can get licensed at 16 years old.
It's irrelevant. But if you want to go into STEM, diploma is necessary.
So I teach my kids, base your education off of what it is that your goal is, whatever it is you want to do in the future.
Yeah.
If they want to get a GED, I will not be mad. If you feel confident to go ahead and take that test, you pass that test, and you can move forward with your life early on, I'm happy for you. I want to support whatever it is they want to do. Do y'all feel like the high schoolers or the seniors have the support behind them to take the time that they need to be able to figure out what it is they want to do after high school?
No. And then
do you feel like they do?
What I was also saying is this continues even into college. It's like even when they get into college, people think college is this. And if you look at colleges now, it's party, it's super liberal, stupid woke nonsense that nobody's actually there learning. They're partying, or they're sucking down whatever agenda is getting force fed to them in a college. So it's just like, even college has a trouble with keeping people focused.
Right.
So
I'm gonna call it.
Yeah. Okay.
We are an hour and 30 in. I didn't think we was going. I mean, yes, I did. That's why I chose the topic or whatever, because I knew kids, and it sparks. Everybody has something to say about that. So
just to reference your shirt.
What about it?
You're the guy with the 2 swords and the boar head. And I'm a mix of Zenitsu and the main character. I'm a blend of them.
Why you say that?
Because the way we debate.
Oh no, because I'm gonna attack, and I'm attacking to saw your head off. I'm coming. That's just how. That's. And I
love that animal.
And I won't back down. I won't. And I'm not the one. And I will let you talk or whatever. I want you to get every piece of information that you have out.
Right.
Or whatever. When it comes into a debate or an argument or whatever the case, I want you to get everything you need to say. Get it out.
Right.
Because when it's time for me to talk, I want to get everything that I need to say. I want to get it out.
Right.
Or whatever. And then I'm gonna be like, yo, you remember when you said this? Or whatever. That's the type of person I am. So when I get into like relationships or anything like that or whatever, and they be like, well, this happened. I'm like, no, that's not what happened, because I remember you said this or whatever. I still have it right here in my Palm Pilot. I still have it. You said it. I'm just going back on what you said. And and most people are like, yo, John, you're a butthole. And I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Let me check
I'm
my
okay
Palm
with
Pilot.
because I'm going to hold you to that standard. If you
Right.
say it,
Looks like I ain't
I'm
doing
going
shit.
to hold you to it.
Right.
Don't just say stuff just to try to win an argument or try to get out of a situation. That's not going to work with me. and then another thing is I don't let people attack my character.
Right.
So whether if I'm at work or some things like that, and you say something that is a lie.
Blatant lie?
I'm
Yeah,
talking about
no,
just
no.
dead. Yeah, you remember when I told you this? No, I don't. Well, I told you this. No, you didn't.
No.
I remember you were just making that up to try to make yourself look good because you didn't tell me squat. I
Right.
won't let you do it. I'm just that type of person. So, if y'all got a comment
Same.
or something y'all want to leave the people with, it could be villainous or you know saying it could be happy and stuff.
Okay. I'll leave you with a
We're gonna start with you, Pretzels.
I'll leave a Pretzels quote.
A Pretzels quote.
Yeah. There's more weight in the things people don't say than what they do say.
That's a good one.
Oh, I don't like that one. It's good because I don't like it. Because it's so much in a current situation that I want to say,
But you don't.
and I feel like it's said better when I just don't talk. I'd rather just go with my action. Whatever. Just having you say that just upset me. Go ahead. It's you.
Okay. What are my thoughts at? So, I keep having these conversations with people, and I think it's just something I can say out loud here. I had somebody look at me the other day and say, I don't know how I can trust people in this world, right? Especially as messed up as some of these people are and blah, 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 and how situations occur. And I said, quit trying to trust them and trust your character and morality enough to know when it's not there, right? Stop believing in people and believe in the character that they show you.
Yeah. Actions.
Because if you don't, you're gonna get bit every time by that snake. My quote for today is this is from all of us from Noodle Talk. Everyone who doubted me is asking for forgiveness, and if you ain't been a part of it, at least you got
the
to witness.
witness.
Remember that. Remember that.
Give me some claps.
I didn't have it up because we used it all day.
We ain't used it all day. We've been talking.
Deep off in it.
It was a conversation I just want to have. I just want to see everybody's thoughts on it.
But you don't mess with Noodle Talk now, don't mess with us when we big.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Because them numbers steady rising. Miguel's video just out of nowhere, like an hour ago, just shot up views, and I was like, it was at 86 30 minutes ago. What just it just shot up.
I think Sean's is still.
It's the most relevant.
Sean's is fire.
It's popping. I ain't gonna lie.
Sean's is fire.
But yeah, y'all keep up with us on Noodle Talk.
Yours was good too, though.
Huh?
Yours was good too.
Yeah. Yours is going up today, and I want to see all the Disney people enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
Because I know that they're tired of us Marvel people shooting out.
Yeah.
That's why I tagged it the way I did. But y'all gonna love his today when I drop it. Y'all go follow us at official Noodle Talk on everything. Everything. Y'all keep looking, because if y'all in the curtains behind everything, hiding, poking your head out, just
share.
Yeah, I need y'all to share.
Share.
If y'all aren't present,
Pop your head in.
yeah, say something. We like
Say
the
something.
comments.
Yeah, conversations.
Yeah, so-
We're trying to have conversations.
Y'all know what it is, man. It's Antoine Silva in the building. Hey, cheese!
What you got, Miguel?
So I got two. One of them is just relevant, I guess, because what we were talking about is that children must be taught how to think and not what to think.
Correctamundo.
Too many-
Autonomy.
Yeah. Too many people they don't teach their kid how to critical think or get through life. They just teach them what they need to do.
It's as simple as letting them pick out what they want to eat.
Very, 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 very. And what was the other one? And education begins at home. You can't blame the school for not putting in your child what you don't put into them.
Thank you, because stop acting like these schools are the damn daycare.
It's not the school's fault.
Yeah.
They only limited to what they open. They only limited to what they can. And everything starts from the house, and that's what my main focus with discipline came in at. That's a serious issue to me. I want to see these kids actually like do something, but I feel like it starts with us. It starts with the parents. Y'all know what it is, man. Noodle Talk, Loudmouth Entertainment, Real Authentic is the crew. If I got to leave y'all with something, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Everybody want a piece of the cookie or whatever, and then it starts to crumble. They still want to crumble. Still want that crumble.
That's what we're doing today.
That's it. That's all I got. I mean, it's not a lot. It's just it's in there. It's in my head. Oh, whatever.
Everybody come with the heat.
Just a smoking gun. That's all.
I don't know what y'all are crazy. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm just, hey, look, that was in my head. Yeah. I love us. Hey, look, I just want you to know, I argue with Puerto Rico because I like to push him. I like to push his buttons. I like to see like, because y'all see him and y'all like, oh, he just says stuff and the statistics and stuff. That's what he's good at that. But I'm gonna push his buttons because I don't know if anybody else is gonna challenge him, but I will. I don't mind it or whatever. But I love him. I love him just the same. So that's what I got. Anybody else got anything they want to add?
I love you guys.
I hate y'all.
I hate us too.
Y'all keep up with us. We got a trip in June. Y'all should definitely watch out because Noodle Talk will be live in New Orleans. What can we get into?
When I tell y'all that that live is gonna be wild.
It's gonna be wild.
I'm be wearing like a flamingo floaty or something like this.
If any one of y'all got on sandals, I'm gonna be upset.
I will. We got a hot tub. What you mean?
I'm gonna be honest. There's a room in that Airbnb that got like a fur skin on it.
Oh yeah.
And
you said fur?
Fur. And the minister has already said.
Did he call it?
That's his.
Yeah, he called it. And he said, I'm gonna be up in there taking photos.
Yep.
Looking like Ted Cruz.
Whichever
I'm the photographer.
Whichever's the one, the two close. I want one of the ones closest to the hot tub.
That's why he took that one because he was like, I just got to be able to walk out to the hot tub late night, butt booty naked. And I was like, if I see you naked,
you better not get naked in that.
There's way too.
You better not.
No,
you better not.
If he does,
make it.
Don't eat in the hot tub and don't get naked in the hot tub. Stop.
Oh my! You know what?
Anyways.
Noodle Talk. We live in your speakers, baby. What you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
Yeah, we out, man. God, leave and not get naked in that hot tub.